So in the last video, we have completed all the requirement things. So like a user application, we have created the controller, then entity classes, then repository also, and also the services, that is the implementation of your logic. So we have completed that also. And also we have connected the our MySQL to the Spring Boot. Also the server port we have changed also. And we want to see the SQL queries also and the update. Whenever we update our Spring Boot application, the updation will be happen in the MySQL also. So we have added that also. And this is our my password and username. And this is the URL of database. And the class name is my com.mysql. And that is the my database name. And if you want to give the your database name, you can do that. And if you see the in the console, the Hibernate created the user and it will show the which query it will use to create the table, and also for the user sequence it is also created that, and the sequence is value is starting from 1. So if you want to see the details of that, so you have to just enter the show tables, so it will show the tables, that is user and user sequence. And if we want to see the description of user, we have to just type the user description. It will just show the description of users. So it will see user ID, email, name, and password. And let's start with our Postman. So we have a Postman that will deliver the run the URL application, URL websites, and it will store the data in the JSON and text, JavaScript, and HTML and XML. So we use to deliver this. We use this application to deliver the HTTP request. And if you see, we are going to first post the request. That is, we are adding the information to our database. So first we have to type the HTTP slash to slash localhost dot 4646 slash user slash add, because we are adding the user. So that is why we have to use add. If you see the controller, so there are we use the request mapping as user, and to add the user in the database, we have used the add as a URL. So that is why we have to use that, and we are going to transfer by using JSON format. So first of all is the attribute name, that is name, to transferring the name with the coders. Email is coders@gmail.com and password is coders. So we have to just hit the send request. So it will store data in the our database and in the table also. So if you see, it has inserted the data and it has used the query, that is insert into user, and also updated the user sequence also, and it will show the updation, that is email name, password, and user ID values. So if you see, it will also give the user ID as one. And if you want to get the data, so we have to just change the method type, that is get. And here also we have to change that, because we are going to use the read slash one, because the user ID is one, so it will give the data. So I will just not using the body, so that is why I will give the none. And what you see, if I want to get the data, that is user ID one. So if you, I will just hit this get data URL, and I will just hit the send. So it will give me the user. So that is user ID is one, name is coders, password is coders, and email is coders@gmail.com. If you want to don't show the password, so you can also do that in the what do you say, in the service class, that change the password. It will show star star star. If you want to do that, you can do that. So I'm going to update the request. So I will just put the put. I am going to use the raw data. Then I will just use the JSON format, and I will just use the here update, because in the controller I have used the update URI. So that is why I have to use that. So if you see, I have used the update to URI. For delete, I have used delete, and read for read I have used. And with this, we have to pass the ID. So in the update, we have to also pass the ID. So I will just pass the ID also, that is user ID equal to 1 comma. So I will just change the name into Codersarts. So I will just change the name Codersarts. So it will show me the updated result. So I will just send the request. So it has changed the name. And if you want to check that that is name is changed or not, so I will just read the user slash one. So it will give me the result. Yes, so I have changed the name. And if you also want to see the result, select star from user. So it will show the user. So if you see the name also changes and the user ID is one. And if I want to delete the user, so I have to just use the delete method. And here also I have to write URI as delete slash one, and it will delete our data. So we are not using the body. So I will just use the none, and I will just pass the send the request. So it will delete the request, and it has returned the which information it has deleted. So it will show that. And if you see the, I will just pass the same query again. So it will show the empty set because we have only one entry and it has deleted by using delete method. So we have completed all the requests. So the only change in the previous video is we have to add the uh, zero argument constructor, because whenever we try to get the information, so it will use the this constructor. So that is why we have to pass create also this constructor in the your class. So that is the only difference in the previous video. So thank you. So we have completed all the CRUD operations. So thank you.